Ever felt the pressure of an Excel exam in a state job interview? You're not alone. These exams can be quite the hurdle. Today, we're diving into a fictional Excel exam scenario for a Staff Services Analyst Associate Governmental Program Analyst position at the California Department of Transportation. Inspired by an actual exam submitted by one of our viewers, this tailored simulation will give you a flavor of what to expect and help you gear up more effectively for the real thing. Plus, don't go anywhere just yet. Stick around till the end for a bonus tip that might just be what you need to ace your next real exam. Welcome back to the channel. I'm SOQ Rick, and today we've got something special lined up for you. Here at SOQ Rick, we're dedicated to helping you land jobs with the state of California, and we're exploring a fictional Excel exam scenario for the Staff Services Analyst, SSA, and Associate Governmental Program Analyst, AGPA roles, this time set in the California Department of Transportation, or Caltrans. This scenario is inspired by the types of Excel exams shared by our viewers, giving you an insider's perspective on what to expect and how to gear up for a pivotal part of the application process. In this video, I'll walk you through this viewer-submitted Excel exam, breaking down the types of questions you might face, sharing strategies for handling complex data analysis tasks, and offering practice tips to help you gear up effectively. Plus, don't miss out on the bonus tip at the end of the video. It could be the game changer you need to ace your exam. Whether you're an Excel wizard or still getting the hang of pivot tables, this guide is tailored to help you navigate the exam with greater ease and confidence. If you're aiming for a career within the California state government, you're in the right place. And if you have an Excel exam from your application process that you'd like me to go over in a future video, please check out the channel details to find out how you can send it my way. Let's get ahead quick with SOQ Rick. Armed with the right strategies, you're about to become an Excel exam pro. Let's dive right in and break down how to conquer this challenge within the tight 30-minute window. Facing a 30-minute time limit for this Excel exam, here's how to tackle it efficiently. Start by setting a timer. Give yourself a 28-minute alert. This ensures you have a 2-minute buffer to review and save your document according to the specific instructions provided, which we'll address in a moment. Read the instructions carefully. With only 30 minutes, there's little margin for error. Understand exactly what's required before diving in. This exam asks for an executive summary, a concise one-paragraph overview of your findings, not an essay. Keep it snappy and to the point. Identify key tasks. You'll need to create 2 charts or graphs, 1 pivot table, and offer recommendations for potential compliance improvements. Prioritize these tasks based on your comfort level with each. Save your document correctly. Immediately open the exam and save as using the format first last name and full date to meet the submission guidelines. Save frequently. Despite autosave features, manually save your progress. File, Save, or Control+S or Command+S for Apple users. This is crucial. You don't want to lose any work if an issue arises. By following these steps, you'll navigate the exam's requirements with precision and ensure your submission is both complete and timely. Let's dive into the data. We're looking at compliance percentages and the Transportation Project Initiatives, or TPI, across various cities in California. Immediately, one detail captures our attention. Only Bakersfield surpasses the green compliance threshold of 80% with an impressive 87.50%. When we look at the TPI deployed and TPI with notes for Bakersfield, the numbers are quite close, 8 and 7 respectively, which explains the high compliance rate. Here's what we need to note: compliance rates. There's a significant variation. San Jose is at the low end with 17.37%, while Bakersfield shines at 87.50%. Most cities have compliance rates below the 80% mark, indicating a potential area of concern. TPI deployed versus compliance. The number of TPI deployments doesn't directly correlate with better compliance. For example, San Diego has a high deployment of 715 and achieves a compliance rate of 64.90%. Whereas San Jose, with 167 deployments, has a poor compliance rate. Bakersfield, with the least number of deployments, has the highest compliance rate. This suggests that managing a smaller number of TPIs effectively could improve compliance. These observations suggest a need for targeted strategies to enhance compliance, particularly in cities like Sacramento and San Jose. It also seems that managing a more focused number of TPI deployments may enhance compliance rates. In the executive summary, I'll propose that a focused and well-managed approach to TPI deployments is key to improving compliance. I'm eager to validate this hypothesis with the charts and graphs we will develop. Now, this isn't an exhaustive Excel tutorial, but I'll walk you through the key steps. You can find detailed guides on the Excel operations I'm performing online for free. Let's jump into crafting our charts and graphs. Given the 30-minute limit for this task, we aim for straightforward, informative visualizations, not complex dashboards. Here are some chart ideas I've thought of. Bar chart for compliance percentage by city. A bar chart with cities on the x-axis and compliance rates on the y-axis, sorted from highest to lowest. Cities exceeding 80% compliance will be highlighted in a distinct color. Pie chart for total TPI deployment distribution among cities. This chart will visualize the distribution of TPI deployments, pinpointing cities with the highest volumes. Scatter plot of compliance percentage versus total TPI deployed, more intricate. This plot can reveal any correlation between the volume of TPI deployments and compliance rates. Clustered column chart for project types with notes versus total deployed. This will compare the total number of each project type deployed, like road, rail, safety initiatives, against those with notes for each city, providing a clear view of compliance. Histogram for distribution of compliance percentages. This chart will show the frequency distribution of compliance percentages across cities, highlighting compliance trends. Feel free to suggest other chart ideas in the comments below. I believe the bar chart for compliance percentage and the scatter plot for compliance percentage versus total TPI deployed will be the most telling for our analysis. We'll start with the bar chart, emphasizing simplicity and clarity. Organizing the cities from highest to lowest compliance percentage makes the data instantly accessible. A clear title like compliance percentage by city is ideal. Applying different colors for compliance above 80% enhances interpretability. And of course, clear axis labels are vital. Next, for the scatter chart, we'll examine the relationship between compliance percentage and total TPI deployed, offering insights into how the number of initiatives impacts compliance. Here's how we do it. Go to Insert, select Scatter, and choose the one with only markers. Update the chart title to something descriptive. Adjust the number formatting for better readability. Set compliance percentage on the y-axis and extend it to 100% to cover the full range. Highlight the institutions above the 80% compliance threshold in a different color to stand out. Increase the marker size for better visibility on the chart. These steps will give us a clear, insightful visual representation of our data, helping to draw meaningful conclusions from our analysis. Onto the pivot table part of our exercise. Pivot tables are fantastic for summarizing and analyzing data quickly, so let's brainstorm some potential setups. Compliance rates by city. This straightforward approach will show how each city fares in terms of compliance. Total TPI deployed and TPI with notes by city. This goes into the specifics, contrasting the number of deployed initiatives against those that are documented. City compliance detail. Similar to the first setup but augmented with a compliant or non-compliant column, offering an instant read on performance. Compliance rate and total TPI deployment by city. This gives a dual perspective, displaying each city's compliance rate next to its total TPI deployments, shedding light on workload and performance. City performance ranking. By adding a rank calculation, we can order cities by their compliance performance, highlighting the best and worst performers. I'd love to get your input, so if you have any other ideas for pivot table configurations, please share them in the comments. Given the data's straightforwardness and the exercise's scope, we'll opt for a pivot table that captures the essentials while providing deep insights. I plan to set up a pivot table with cities in the rows and compliance rate in the values column. To further this analysis, I'll include a compliant, non-compliant column, categorizing the cities based on their compliance standing. This setup demonstrates the fundamental pivot table concepts of rows, values, and introducing a custom calculation. It's a straightforward yet effective way to visualize the key data points and make them accessible for quick analysis and decision-making. Now let's craft our executive summary and recommendations, the heart of our analysis where we distill our findings into actionable insights. Executive summary. Our examination of Caltrans data revealed significant variances in compliance rates for transportation project initiatives, (TPI) across California cities. Notably, only Bakersfield achieved the target with an 87.50% compliance rate. Apart from Bakersfield, compliance rates ranged from a low of 17.37% in San Jose to a near target 75.92% in Fresno. We observed no direct link between the volume of TPI deployments and compliance rates, suggesting that other factors are influencing these outcomes. Interestingly, cities with fewer but effectively managed TPI deployments, such as Bakersfield, demonstrated higher compliance levels. Recommendations. Based on our findings, we propose focused actions in 3 key areas. Focused training. Cities like Sacramento and San Jose, which showed lower compliance, should receive intensified training to enhance their documentation and compliance practices. Such targeted training can notably improve their compliance rates. Standardized processes. Implementing uniform procedures for TPI management across all cities is imperative. Standardization can establish a compliance baseline that all cities can achieve or surpass. Increase audits. Conducting regular and more frequent audits will offer real-time feedback, enabling cities to promptly refine their practices and boost compliance. A proactive auditing approach will help in identifying and rectifying non-compliance early on. As we wrap up our Excel workbook, it's crucial to put the finishing touches on our project. This is where we ensure everything looks professional and is easy to understand. Let's make sure the font is consistent across our tables, charts, and graphs. Uniformity in design helps convey a sense of professionalism and makes the document easier to read. Labeling is next on our checklist. Every chart and graph should have a clear, descriptive title, and the axes should be properly labeled to provide context to the data being presented. This clarity is key to making our visualizations impactful and self-explanatory. Now, let's take a moment to revisit the instructions for this exercise. It's essential to double-check that we've addressed all the requirements. Have we included the necessary charts and graphs? Is our pivot table constructed correctly? Does our executive summary accurately reflect our findings and include concise recommendations? This is also the perfect time to ensure that everything is aligned, from the data in our tables to the formatting of our summary. A neat and tidy Excel sheet not only looks good, but also demonstrates our attention to detail and our ability to follow through with instructions. So, let's give our workbook one final review. We'll go through each section, making sure we've dotted our I's and crossed our T's. By doing this, we ensure that our submission is not just complete, but polished and reflective of the quality of work we are capable of delivering. Let's take a moment to step back and consider the broader context of this exercise. Given the tight time constraints and the extensive requirements, achieving a perfect result might not be feasible. And that's okay. The key here is not to deliver flawless analysis, but to show your ability to handle the task effectively. Demonstrate your Excel skills and how you manage under pressure. Remember, this exercise is just one part of the interview process. Excelling in the Excel task is great, but the oral interview also holds significant weight. It's about the overall package you present, including your problem-solving approach, analytical thinking, and how you communicate your findings. Many candidates might not get everything right, and some might realize midway that their analysis has flaws. If that happens, don't panic. It's more important to make decisive actions and show that you can commit to a line of reasoning. Adapt and pivot if necessary. Interviewers are often looking for someone who can think on their feet and are willing to train the right person, especially if they demonstrate potential and a good attitude. So, focus on doing your best within the given time, and remember that the exercise is designed to simulate real-world conditions where decisions often have to be made quickly with limited information. It's a test of your analytical capabilities and how you perform under stress, which are valuable traits in any workplace. And that wraps up our walkthrough of this exercise. We've covered everything from data analysis to creating charts, building pivot tables, and drafting an executive summary. I hope this guide helps you feel more prepared and confident in tackling similar tasks. If you found this overview helpful but need a more detailed tutorial on how to build out each chart and pivot table, don't hesitate to let me know. Drop a comment below, and I can create a follow-up video focusing on the specifics of chart and pivot table creation in Excel. Also, if you have a previous exam or a specific task you'd like me to explore and explain in a video, reach out to me via the contact information in the profile menu. I'm here to help you succeed and make complex tasks more manageable. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Your support helps me create more videos that can assist you and others with these challenging tasks. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to helping you with your next big challenge.